Hi, FightNgear here. Today I'm going to be looking at the combat shotgun and get a lot of emails. You know, recently I did one on a 22 long rifle, and people asked if they could use it in an emergency. And then people ask me, you know, they say, what do you think if you could just have the one gun, the old classic one gun? No gun owner I know just has one gun. But anyway, if you could just have one gun, you had to defend your home, you know, what would you consider? Now, if I was walking through the house, actually having to go in my own home looking for somebody, I would not want a shotgun, no matter what everybody else says. I'd want something small, something I could hold close to my body, something where it allowed me to use the other hand to block or hold a light or whatever. I pray that's never going to happen because I'm old and heavy and short-winded. And anyway, I don't want to be clearing my house. But if I were fending off say looters, something like that, in a situation where there was a short-term government breakdown and there were no police protection available, I think a shotgun for anything from 10 yards out to 100 yards is phenomenal. One of my favorite shotguns that I've had for quite a while is the Mossberg 930. I believe it's a 930. Let me double check that for you. It is a 930SPX. I've had this gun a lot. I've shot this gun a lot. It is clear. It's a high capacity. I believe it's 8+1, I think. Don't flame me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 8+1. It's got a very nice set of combat sights on it, peep sights, with a good high fiber optic insert. And I've shot this gun a lot out to ranges of about 125 yards with slugs on in. It's just a devastatingly accurate gun. It is a tremendously reliable gun. And what's funny is, to show you how much I like this gun, I now have a second one. I just picked this one up in a trade. I'm going to take it out today and see if it performs like the other one. If it does, I'm probably going to deck the two of them out a little bit different. The other one, I've put a sling swivel adapter and some other stuff on. This one has nothing, but I'm going to shoot it today and make sure that everything about it works good. I seem to end up with a lot of retread guns from some of my friends. This one was purchased by a friend of mine when I bought mine. I was so happy with it, he bought it. He later wanted a kind of a high-end 1911. He traded this in. He ended up with another gun that was more expensive. A friend of mine that owns Silver Creek Gun and Pawn, where I work part-time and hang out a lot and buy a lot of guns from, he bought this from my buddy, and he never did shoot it. He had it around for a while, and the other day I had something he wanted, he had something I wanted, and now we both have what the other guy had that we wanted, or whatever I'm trying to say. But anyway, this gun probably, I doubt this gun's had 2 or 3 boxes of shells shot through it. The other one's probably had 300 boxes of shells shot through it. So I'm going to take this one out today. I'm not going to take my old one because I know how it shoots, but it'll be interesting to see how this one does out to, I'll probably shoot it maybe out to 100, but definitely out to 50 yards with some slugs and see what it's capable of. And I'll see you out at the range. This is my SPX 930 Mossberg 12 gauge. I'm shooting 2 3/4 inch, just the cheap Remington Express slugs at 25 yards, just kind of see what it'll do. Never shot this one, got one just like it, but I've never shot this gun, so we'll see how it is. I'm going to aim at the center mass target down there. Woo, how was that for a flinch? I'll be editing that out. This is the Mossberg 930 SPX. I'm going to be shooting 2 3/4 inch Remington slugs, just the Remington Express, the cheap stuff from Walmart, at 25 yards, center mass, just to see how it works if you had to defend your property with it. I've actually got 5 in there, but I can see it's shooting a little low. I'm going to adjust the sights just a little bit. Try to get it where it's not shooting quite so low, because I think I actually do want it zeroed at 25 yards. So we'll go ahead and kick those out, get the gun clear, move the sights a little, I'll be back on. Just so you can, before I turn this off, just so you can see, I'll see if I can get down there on the, you actually should be able to see those holes pretty good from here. Yeah, they're not too hard to see. They're a little bit low. There's no actual dot in the center. I think I'll throw an orange dot in there too. I was trying to aim right at the center of that. As you can see though, that's a pretty good group, but just a little bit low. All right, I moved those sights just a little bit. Tried to bring them up, move them over just about an inch to the right. I don't know if I got them right or not, but also put a orange dot down there. Hopefully it'll help me sight it a little bit. I believe that's 3 in 1 hole, which means I'm done before I make myself look worse. We'll take a look and see. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. That's 25 yards. I am just a little bit low, but I'm going to shoot it at 50. And at 50, I think that actually being an inch low here may help me there. It may not. I'm not a ballistician. But anyway, my buddy's got a 870 with just a bead front sight. He's going to try it, kind of get an idea what it does too. I think he's only going to shoot slugs. I'm going to put a couple of buckshot rounds in here in just a second. But first, let's try that 870 with just the bead sight. All right, this is my shooting partner at 25 yards. Like I say, now he's just got a bead sight on his, so let's see what he can do at the same range with the Remington Express slugs. I don't think there's much doubt about this. Now this is mine. Let's bring this over here. This is his. Like I say, this is just a bead sight, no rifle sights. Remington 870 smooth bore. I notice he's got a flashlight on the end of it. Anybody that thinks this is not capable of home defense, now I'm not talking about in the house walking around. I'm talking about having to defend your home against looters or something. They need to rethink the slug shotgun, because it's incredibly accurate and the stopping power, I think, is unequaled. So I'm going to get that shut down. I'm going to launch some buckshot here in just a second. Okay, this is a different sort of animal here. Same gun, but this is going to be the 3-inch Magnum buckshot. It's double-aught buck. It's still the Remington Express, kind of the cheap ammo, but I'm going to pop 3 at the center mass of that target. Then we'll take the camera down there and see how those do. That's a whole different level of recoil, I can tell you that. But we'll actually just take the camera down there, because those 32 caliber or whatever they are holes are going to be a little hard to see from here, even with the zoom. So I'm going to shut it off, walk down there, and we'll see what we got. Well, you can see the coverage and saturation on that target at 25 yards with the buckshot. At this point, it's spread out enough that I really don't know that it would be an effective round at much longer ranges than 25 yards. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's got most of that target, which I believe is 2 foot wide and 3 foot tall. It's got most of that target peppered with the pellets. You notice they're big. There's a tremendous amount of them in the center mass, but there are also quite a few out that I think would have completely missed it. All in all, though, like I say, if a guy had a shotgun, a bunch of buckshot and slugs, and had to hunker down in his house during a situation when 911 just wasn't there for you, I think you'd be pretty well defended. Anyway, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to shoot the slugs at 50, but I think this shows me that there's not much point in going out to 50 with the buckshot. This is going to be the slugs out of the SPX at 50 yards, offhand, standing up. Now, I would think in a situation where you're defending your property, you would probably have your gun laying on a windowsill or some kind of a rest, but I'm going to try to shoot this offhand down there. I may not even hit the paper. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a try and see if this would be an effective home property defense gun, like I say, at 50 yards. And then, assuming I hit the paper here, I'm going to try it at 100. You ready? Well, I definitely hit the paper because I can see the holes. Gun is clear. Let me see if I can, I don't know if I can get the zoom. It's a pretty big hole, so maybe I can zoom it in to the point where we can see them from here. They're all three center mass. One of them's right on the line, but that's 50 yards standing up, shooting a shotgun. I think I'll run 3 more at it just to see if I can tighten that up a little bit. Greg's also going to shoot his 870 with the slugs. Now keep in mind, it's just got the bead on the front and no rear rifle sight. So anyway, go ahead, Greg, if you're ready. All right, let's see if we can zoom in on that. See where he is. Hopefully he did not outshoot me with just the bead sight. He's got 2 in the head and 1 just over the right-hand shoulder, I believe is what we have there. Where were you aiming?
At the orange dot.
At the orange dot. So you're shooting a little bit high at 50 yards with the bead. That's still, there's just no doubt about it. That guy would have been done. So I'm going to try 3 more, see if I can keep those in the center mass also with the SPX. I'm just going to leave this running because I can probably get it loaded up pretty quick. Last one went off a little low. Gun's clear. My last one there, I pulled the trigger. I wasn't quite on. I could feel the gun dipping, but mentally I'd already pulled the trigger. There was nothing I could do about it, so I'm sure it's going to be low. It is. That's still pretty impressive. That's 50 yards. and looks like we got 5 that I'd call center mass, 1 just low. Still, like I say, that's pretty impressive. I'm encouraged by that. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the 100-yard range, see what this will do at 100. That's where I'm gonna stop with it. I just don't consider it anything more than a practical 100-yard weapon. Greg's gonna try one more time with the bead sights just to see if he can tighten that up a little after he's tried it once. The last 2 were great. I didn't see the first one.
I aimed out the bottom of the circle that time.
Well, I see 2 right by the looks like the other one might have been just over the shoulder, and then there's 2 right at the orange dot.
Okay.
All right, this will just give you an idea. Try to get this thing zoomed in here on that target. Kind of give you an idea where it is. And I'm gonna pop 3 at it with the slug. And I'm not gonna bother to shut things off. I'm just gonna try to get it loaded up fast, so bear with me for just a second here. I'm gonna see how this thing will do at 100 yards. I've been real impressed with it at 25 and very impressed with it at 50. So I'm gonna step out just underneath the overhang there so that the noise is a little less. But anyway, this is offhand. Again, like I say, I'm not saying this is how you would use it, but I'm going to fire 3 offhand at 100, and then we'll go down and take a look at them. Those actually felt pretty good. I don't know if they are or not. I may get a humbling experience when I get down there. All right, I took the easy way here. I'm sitting in the car. As you can see, the group's not phenomenal, but at 100 yards offhand with a 12 gauge shotgun shooting slugs, I'm gonna call that good enough. I'd say that 2 of them were within 5 inches. The other one's probably 7 or 8 inches out of that. So it's about a 12-inch group. You know, if I was bench resting a rifle, I'd be pretty disappointed. But holding a shotgun like that offhand, I'm pretty tickled with it. I think I'll just call it a day. My shoulder's getting sore anyway, so I'll see you back at the house. FightNgear here, back after a trip to the range. I'm gonna readjust this viewfinder a little bit here just so I can make sure I'm actually in the picture. As you can see, the old Mossberg, it is clear here. I'll just show you there's nothing in it, bolts lock back. The old 930SPX is not your grandpa's squirrel gun. This is a heck of a shotgun. It's got a tremendously well-built, solid, and got a, I don't remember what they call those wings that are on it, guarding the front sight. It's got a fully adjustable rear peep sight. It's got a short Picatinny rail on the top, and of course the pistol grip. Excellent stock. I think Knox makes this stock. I'm not 100% sure. I don't see any markings on it, but it seems like it's a Knox stock. This gun is tremendous. I mean, it's built like a tank. It's got a big charging handle, big round knurled, easy to get hold of. I believe it'll hold 8. Never did fully loaded today. I was mostly shooting 3-shot groups with it. But anyway, it's just a tremendous gun. One knock on it, it's a little high. Most combat shotguns are, but I mean, it never jams. You can mix it with You can put 2 3/4 and 3-inch mixed in, buckshot, slugs, all in there together with some birdshot, and just bam, 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 pull the trigger. I mean, they're a phenomenal gun. If I could only have one gun, which is that old scenario, and actually had to defend my property and take the possibility into account of moving, thought I was going to have to hunt game and at the same time, you know, use it for defense, man, this is a no-brainer. I mean, you carry a little bit of bird shot with you for rabbits and birds, some slugs for large game, for long-range defense, some buckshot for short-range defense. I mean, it's a tremendous gun. Heavy, built like a tank, be a little hard to carry compared to a 10-22 and a 22 pistol on your side, but still, it's just a phenomenal gun. If you get a chance to buy one of these at somewhere under retail, it's the 930 SPX Mossberg. I wholeheartedly recommend it. You can see from the videos, I mean, at 25 yards, it's a tack driver. At 50, it's very, very capable. Even at 100, I mean, you know, it's suitable for self-defense, shooting at a man-sized target at 100 yards. So I see my camera viewfinder starting to dim and brighten a little bit. That's a sign my battery's going. Anyway, if you like my videos, I'd appreciate it if you click like, subscribe. Take a look at my website, FightNgear.com. I make a great holster at a good price. Shoot me some emails, give me some ideas for things to do in the future. Any questions that you have, I appreciate it. Take care and be safe.